Hi there, it's Louise with you of Timeless Craft Mama, and today I'm sharing my scrapbook layout process video for Scrapbook Boutique, inspired by our March 2017 mood board. We hope you can play along. Now I've decided to create a layout purely based on those sort of primary colours, that red and yellow and green, just because it's sort of a school layout. But with two young little boys, I don't actually have any school photos to scrap, so I've decided to use it as a colour inspiration. Now I have, of course, if you've been to the blog, seen that this is my all-time favourite collection ever, and it is the Simple Stories Life in Colour range. There's very, very little left in this collection, but it was completely perfect for this mood board because it had the perfect colours and lots of embellishing. Now, the particular photo that I've chosen was actually just one that I had put aside with this collection. So when I pulled the collection out of the drawer, that photo happened to be in there, and I thought, you know what, that will work. I can make that fit this particular mood board. So I've also chosen that Thankful and Grateful 4x6 Project Life type card, and that's going to form quite a large basis for my central element of the layout. So the photo is small, but it's more about the elements that are going to go on this page for me. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually using some of the Nuvo glitter paste, and it's really sparkly, really shimmery, and it goes on really well. So I was really impressed. That's the first time I've opened it and used it, and I just spread it around with the spatula, and it stuck on quite well and has this beautiful shimmery effect. Now, just to give my elements a bit of extra dimension, I am going to distress and ink all around the papers. So you'll see that I'm using the Tim Holtz distresser, and then I'm going to use the fluid chalk edges just to add that really intense colour around the outside of those elements. So I've had a little bit of a play with how I want to lay this out, and although I'm still not really quite sure where this is going, I'm going to start to stick some of the elements down that I know are definitely going to be in that position. So the bottom layers will make it onto the page, and I'll start to build interest as we move upwards on this particular layout. So I've also got those little torn strip pieces there that I'm going to use as well. Again, just adding that extra element, and you'll watch as this movie progresses how this layout actually develops. So some areas I've mounted up on a few bits of cardboard, some are flat against the page, and I was liking the way this was looking, but it just needed that something extra. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a couple of layers around the photo, starting just with that Project Life card chopped in half. I really liked it just because of the wood grain, and I didn't make it symmetrical. I actually wanted it to be a little bit off balance. Again, just to sort of break up the symmetry of this page, because it was nice and symmetrical on both sides, but I just wanted to give that little bit extra. Now I've also created a banner there as well, and shortly I'm going to go ahead off camera and stick some of these elements down because you don't need to see that. But I also did take out this beautiful 49er Market flower, and then decided to use some of the leaves as well. It's not a particularly floral layout, but I really like where this ended up as far as the flowers and the elements are concerned. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is use this Nuvo paste through a star stencil, and the best thing I like about this paste is that it doubles as a medium that you can use just with a damp cloth or like as a paint. So it's kind of got both elements covered, and I was really impressed. This is the first time I've used the Nuvo paste, but I liked how it went on, apart from my little mess up there by not cleaning my stencil, which you'll see I'm going to go ahead and cover up later in the layout. But then, yeah, that Nuvo paste, it really was fun to play with, and you'll see I've got a couple of videos coming up down the track where I've used the slightly different colour, the turquoise. But yeah, that Nuvo paste, if you've not had a play with it, definitely get your hands on some, because it really has a different kind of paste sort of use to it. So definitely something to have in your stash if you haven't already got some. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some sticker elements. I've adhered most of the papers and extras onto the page off camera, so that's all gone ahead and done. Mostly the rest is just a few little bits here and there, fiddling around, getting the balance right of this particular page. So working on the visual triangle, you'll actually see me with my hand sort of draw that onto the page, and that's just something I do to remind myself that to have an aesthetically pleasing layout, I want it to be that visual triangle. So the only other thing that I've done that I haven't talked about is the doodling at the top of the page. So I've just taken a plain old black pen and brought all the elements together around the page, just in order to make everything cohesive as such. Well, this layout is now moving into the final stages of completion, so what I'm actually going to do is add some black splatters just up the top where I've got that paste, and also down the bottom where it needed that, again, that visual triangle to come into play. I've used a couple of little stickers just around that doodling, and again, this is no important part of the layout, but I think the final product really just shows you those little elements, when all brought together, can make quite a striking page. So I really hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget to check out Scrapbook Boutique for products used in this video, and we hope you'll join our challenge.